Hey, Robert. Okay, good evening. How's everyone doing? Well, look like you're sunshine and the nice weather. Yeah. Not as many later farms and everything that we had in the past. Okay. Sorry, my voice isn't that strong tonight, and it's a bigger room. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll take the first 30 or 45 minutes, and we're going to look at several sections from your homework. So one of the things for your homework was to write a paragraph about advice for somebody struggling to find a job or somebody that's trying to find time to learn English. So in the tables that you're at, what I'll do is I'll give you a couple of minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. I want you to read someone else's writing. And on the board, I have 6 areas that you want to look at. So for example, you'll see A includes an opening and closing. So if I'm looking at a writing, then what I'll do is I'll put an A next to the opening and the closing. So that shows that they have that. If they don't have it, you're not putting an A there. Okay. If you find compound sentences using fanboys, then you would circle or put the letter B where they have the compound sentences. If they have the correct format, meaning there's an introduction at the bottom, there's their signature with respect or respectfully or those things, then put a C. Don't worry about D because we haven't really looked at D yet with new vocabulary. And then if you see that they give some advice with specific reasons, then you would write E. And if they wrote at least 7 sentences, you would give them an F. Although that doesn't sound good because usually F means you failed. But give them the letter F that they have at least 7. And then if you can write, if they have 7 to 10 sentences, write CLB5. Okay. So take the paper that you wrote, exchange it with someone, and then go through and write those letters on your paper. If you did not do the paragraph, then take out a piece of paper and start writing it now. You might not have enough time to write all of it, but at least you can get started on writing it during this next 5, 7, or 10 minutes. Okay. Is this yours or? Okay, yeah, no, don't do your own. Give it to someone else. So this way you're seeing other people's writing as well. And so exchange with someone. If you haven't started it yet, then find someone else that has done that. Okay. Yay! You can just put it here for now. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, you can come grab a seat, that door. For those of you wondering, pizza was just brought in. Okay, so I know that might not be enough time to finish writing with everything, but what I'd like you to do is put your name on what you've written or what you have corrected, and then let's hand that in, and then we're going to move into the reading part from that. And just make sure your name is on it and then after it. Oh, yeah, no, we're the one. Not worried about, I tell you, I just want to see. Not yet, because we're going to go through that. This is just a little. No, this is just just the writing. Yeah, so what you've written so far, even if it's not done, it's okay. Yeah, because I'm just going to take a look at it. Oh, your name is right. You're good. Just the writing, yeah. No matter the size of the. Okay, please help. Go once, go twice. It's okay, I don't have. I just want, I just don't want to. That's really good. No, we did the review, so I don't care if you get. Just wanted to know, okay? Okay. It's the writing. No, we're going to have to reading now. Okay. I think you have. Well, we'll see. Yeah, but I think you have it in here. I'll see if, yeah, we'll see what I have, because I thought I saw your name. What you really want. I don't think you were here at the moment for that last. Okay, so with the reading the skim and scan, I'm just going to go through the answers. Let me just see if I have any more. Okay, I'm not sure. This might have been on a day when some of you were not in class, but we'll see, because I don't see any other copies I have. Anyway. Okay, so this is the one that we did in class. And then I had you take like 10 or 12 minutes, and then we circled how many you answered in that time. And then I gave you a few more minutes to go through this. So what I'm going to do is just go through the answer, or I'm not even going to go through the answers. I'm just going to put the answers here. Just go through and check off your answers based on this. Let me make it bigger because it's not that large. Did we do this though? Didn't we do this in class?
Yes.
But yeah, we did but we never went through the answers yet. Because I don't remember seeing the apples, green, and orange one.
No, we didn't, but we talk about.
Okay. Oh, yeah, so we did, but did we correct the last? Even down to the apple one and then? Okay, yeah, so maybe we did this in class.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Yeah, okay, well, that makes that easier. Okay, so I just realized, actually, because you guys, we corrected this in class, I think, once we didn't finish them. But I'll leave the answers on the screen in case you haven't checked those off. Because I think it was on Monday or Tuesday when we did it. Sorry if it's a bit confusing. We did Mount Peru, but I don't think we went through these answers. I think because there's 2 or 3 articles about them. So maybe, because I know we did some of these, but I don't remember that like 2 more.
We did until 9.
Oh, we did till 9.
Yeah. That's because
Oh, okay.
this I go put the answer.
Okay.
That's.
Oh, with circling, okay. Okay, well,
Probably that we discuss about the bottom of the answers. We discussed about that. We are looking for like what is exactly what the answer.
but we never talked about their feelings and stuff. Sad, happy,
Yeah, we never talked about.
with it, yeah. But I had collected them after, I don't think you guys had time to look at the answers, but anyway, there's the answers, so you can. See, because we had looked at this one about Mount Kalud Part 1. How tall is it? How many days? Has it come yet? Who is this person? But we hadn't looked at this second one that had different answers. Anyway. Okay, and I can send you I can send this to you as well. To look at the answers on both sides. Yes. Oh, do you want to go to the? Yeah, until 7, you can go to the. So that's where it's all moving. Here, I can show you a little. That's where you can go along the walk. Go down to the main. That's where you go to the building and then this. We turn in our forward and then it's on the right hand side. It's called. But it was on that right hand side. Okay, so if you've answered the question or corrected your answers, are there any of these that you have questions about? Or is it clear, what the answers are? Number 12? Okay, so let's look at question number 12. Why did the trees wither? So this is a great question with, I guess I don't want to write on this. This is a great question with vocabulary because we may not know what this word means. But when I look for that combination of words, trees and wither, so going up a little bit further, here, I'll make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so it says the trees had withered from lack of sunlight. Okay, so then when I'm looking at the answers, why did they wither? So if you just said lack of sunlight, that's fine. Okay, but the reason why the sun wasn't hitting them was because the ash was like a coat over them. So then the sun couldn't penetrate to see them. Okay, but on an exam, if you just said lack of sunlight, that would be okay, because that is the reason, or sorry, that's the situation. Okay, any other questions or answers from some of those? 14? Okay, so this is up to you, because there's different reasons why they might be sad or happy. So you could say, because this is where it says possible answers, so you might have a different answer as from these. But maybe they're sad because they lost their possessions, they're sad, they have lots of work to do. But maybe they're happy, they can go back to their home. It's not totally destroyed and then they can't return. What answer did you give? Or did you have an answer for that?
For myself,
Yeah, what did you say?
so a lot of damaging people in displacement
Okay, so
because
are they sad or happy? So then you would say they're sad? Right, yeah. Yeah, so that's where there's different answers based on what different people would pick out of that part. Yeah, that's good. Okay, any other questions from or confusion from these questions? Oops, sorry. Okay, we're good? Okay. So the other thing that you were working on, which I gave you as handouts before you left the class, were the setting of goals. And so I want to look through the answers for these. But before I show you the answers with these, I just want to confirm, how many of you did not finish the skim and scan for the setting goals? Okay. Anyone else? Okay, then what I want you guys to do actually is then just go outside the class for a few minutes. Because if you see the answers and just write them down, then you're not getting practice with skimming and scanning. So if you haven't finished this, take the handouts if you have it, and then just go outside for a few minutes. And we're going to look at the answers in class, and then I'll call you back in. Okay, so now let's repeat. Okay. Anyone else who hasn't finished these? How many? Oh, that you didn't want? Yeah, no, that's fine. It's just something you didn't have time. Did you guys all finish? Okay. No, I have a. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you can take those. Okay, did you answer or not yet? Yeah, so just join them outside, because that way, it'll give you still give you track. Does anyone else? Right? Yeah, so if you want to take those to the. Yeah, you can go out and work with them, or, like, you can start going through these. Can I? Yeah, like, you guys can start answering them, yeah. Anyone else that needs a copy? He needs a copy. Okay, anyone else? Okay, so let's look at the answers to this section. Okay, what is a goal based on this, article? Okay, so something you want to achieve. Okay. And what happens if we don't have clear goals? Lack direction and focus. Yeah, so effort lacks direction and focus. Okay, what are the three things we should decide for our goals? Okay, what, when, and will. Okay, it's important to set goals out of our reach and mean for true or false. False. Okay, so we have trues and falses. Okay. So look at number 1 in the headings in the middle of the page. Okay. Within your skills. So your goals should be within your skills and ability. So I think here in this section, I think it's better to say false. Here, I'll show you the, okay. So within your skills and abilities, there are some people that say you should shoot for the moon, meaning you should aim for the moon, which is impossible, but then you'll at least move further than you are. But in this article, I think based on this, it's better to say that you want to just focus on what you can do for now. So here we would say false. Okay. We may need to change our goals when it is necessary. True. Yeah, because you need to measure and monitor every week or every month to see how you're doing. Okay, setting goals that are within our ability to do is called.
I'm just skipping this question.
Okay, just a minute. Setting goals within our ability to do, just your goal should be. I'm wondering what I wanted for an answer. Let me check the answers. Oh, realistic.
Realistic accomplishment.
Well, a realistic and accomplishment are slightly different though. So accomplishment means I've made it. Realistic means I can make it. Okay, so I think, well, what I was looking for here was they're within your skills and abilities, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, help you set goals you can accomplish. So that means that they're going to be realistic. They're not something that's shooting for the moon. We have another saying, pie in the sky. So if you have pie in the sky, you can't reach it. So those idioms both talk about that. Our effort may be misdirected and wasted when we fail to. Okay, so number 7, measure. Yeah, we need to measure our progress. Okay. It's important our goals do not depend on. Yes. So if you watch reality TV shows, they're often, when they don't finish something, they often blame someone else. My parents, the car got in my way, I was tired, I was like, there's many different excuses. But if you have it focused on what's in your control, then it's something that you can manage. Okay, and who should we trust? Parents, teachers, and counselors. Okay, because that will help in those settings. Okay, any questions from 1 to 9? Okay, any questions from 1 to 9? So I do have a question for you though. How long did it take you to answer those 9 questions? Okay, how many answered it in about 7 or 8 minutes? Okay, okay. How many answered it in about 9 or 10 minutes? Okay, okay. Okay, and 10 to 12 minutes? Okay, so with these, if you're between 8 and 12 minutes, that's fine because there's lots of information and wording here. If it's taking you a little bit longer, then it's better that like this shows that you need more practice. Okay, the next article is about 10 habits of rich people. Okay, so according to Aristotle, excellence is a habit. Okay, so excellence is a habit. Rich people don't become rich by accident. Okay, so so yeah, so in this section, so the answer here we're looking for is here. They set goals that make them rich, so they are goal setters. Yeah, Ken? Number 1, as sorry, number 1 is habit. Okay, so number 2 was, yeah, come on. Number 2, they do things, just a minute, I'm giving you the wrong answer.
Achieve those goals, achieve those goals.
Okay, well, I had a different answer still. Okay, they don't come rich by accident. I'm just scanning because my answer was deliberately. So I want to see where did I. They don't. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. So it's under the section of goal setters. So they don't become rich by accident. They set goals, they are very deliberate. So when I'm looking at this, I would accept deliberate or set goals or goal setters. I would accept any of those.
Deliberate, to hold, and then set
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, deliberate
to
become rich. Yeah, so, well, the phrase from the question says rich people don't become rich by accident, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I'm looking at that section, so they don't become rich by accident, so what do they do? Therefore, or the result, they're very deliberate. They set the goals and then they achieve the goal. Okay, so I would accept any of those because that question isn't clear. Goal setting, deliberate, or achieve those goals. Any of those are okay. Okay, rich people are very focused like laser beams. Okay, like laser beams. Okay, so that's a number 2, halfway down. According to Brian Tracy, rich people think how much they earn. Okay, how much they earn hourly rather than monthly or annually. Okay, yeah, so hourly is the answer for that. I'm going to come back to that. Remind me to comment on that after. Yes, yeah. So they think how much they can earn hourly. Rich people don't spend a lot of time on blank or blank. social media or watching TV. Who said to set aside part of your income for saving first? Warren Buffett, who has been one of the most richest people in the world. Secret to getting wealthy, according to tip number 4, spend less than they earn. Yeah, I'm surprised when I'm helping people get out of debt. They make 4,000 or 5,000 and they're spending 6,000 or 7,000 a month. I'm like, why? Like, you're deliberately going further and further away from your goals. Okay, does just working hard make you rich? Oh, I skipped one, right? Sorry, number 9. Rich people who inherit their wealth may be lazy. Okay, so this is the word we talked about with possibilities, maybe. Okay, so this is true. Some people, if they just are given money, they might be a bit lazy. Okay, but it doesn't mean because they got money that they're lazy, but it's possible. So here I would say this is true. Because, well, sorry. So here's where it says that in this section. They work very hard, except for people who inherited great riches. So except for people that have inherited, I have not seen any lazy rich person. So if they inherit, some of those are lazy. But if they had to work for it, they didn't inherit it, they're not lazy because they know how hard it took them to work to that position. So it's looking at this subordinate clause, except. That's what's telling me why here I would choose true, except and may with the. Okay. Sorry? No, the answer is true. Number 9 is true. Rich people who inherit their wealth may, 40–50%, may be lazy. And it's based on the wording in this part, except for people who inherit. I've not seen it. So I haven't seen any rich people, but there are some who inherit who are lazy. So that's why that answer is true.
I would say because some people.
Okay, yeah, if you're using your mind and former knowledge, but I have to answer skim and scan based on the passage. So we chatted about this once, I think a few weeks ago, but yeah. So yeah, there are people that are wealthy and rich, or wealthy and lazy and wealthy and hardworking, but I have to look in based on this article, what's my answer from that? Okay. Does just working hard make you rich? Yes or no? Okay.
It's not as it is important to go hard. But you go along, you will not make you like if you know how to do it.
Okay, so let's look at this because this sentence is not written deliberately in here, but let's look around the world. There's millions of people that work 15, 16 hours a day. They're not rich. So reality in the world is just hard work is not enough to make you rich. Okay. So in this setting, there's other things we need. And that's what this article is trying to explain. We need goals. We need to have different activities, focus, spend less. Like all of those things combined help you become rich. But just hard work will not by itself.
To become people before and after to become rich.
They work very hard.
They work,
but that's not what this question's asking. But you're right. But this is where just look at the poor people where you like around Winnipeg. Some people are working very hard, 2 or 3 jobs, and they're not able to keep enough money because they're spending more than they earn or other reasons. If you keep rich company, you will someday be rich yourself. This is a tricky one. Okay, but if you look at number 7.
Rich people don't have a good practice. It's But, like, if we look at this, it's like, oh, but in regular life, it's, all can be.
Okay, yeah, which is true. There's many different motivating speakers, and they often say, like it says here, but if you tell me or look at the 5 people around you, that determines where you're at. And that's why most people stay in the middle class area. They're just hanging around with friends who are working hard at work, and then on the weekends, they're not really doing much. But yeah, according to this, that's where we'd say it's, that's where we would say that you will someday be rich if you're around rich people, because you start to understand how they think and how they look at ideas and different things. So based on this article, this question would be true. We know the reality is it's not always that way, but okay. Okay, how do rich people get better? Okay, look at number 8 and 9, 10. Yeah, persistent, calculated risks, generous. Any of those are. Oh, it says even in number 8 with persistence, you'll keep getting better. So how do rich people get better? They'll keep getting better by learning from your mistakes and experiences. So being persistent and keep working. So if you said persistent or you said learning from your mistakes and experiences, then you would get that right. What do rich people take? Calculated risks. Yeah, number 9. And they acquire great wealth, but they are also generous. Generous. Yeah. Okay. Any questions from any of those? Yes. Philanthropist. Yes. Yeah. A similar word. Yes, Maria. Well, how do they get better? Yeah. So if you look at number 8, in the middle of towards the bottom, there's a sentence where you will become better. Number 8. Yeah. But you'll keep getting better, and then you'll can't read upside down. You'll keep getting better by learning from your mistakes and experiences. So if you said persistent, that's okay. Or if you said mistakes and learning from mistakes, that's okay. If you use the word persistent, then it would be okay. Yeah. Okay, any others?
Number 14, they're required to get work, but they are not.
So they've gotten or gathered great wealth, but they are also generous or a philanthropist, which is from the last point. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Number 10. Oh, so my answer to this is no, because we all know people that work 2 jobs or 3 jobs and they're hardworking, but they don't handle their money well. So they might make money, but they never become rich. It needs your financial IQ, which I talked about in the past, to manage your money once you have it. Okay, any others from this? It might be easier for some of you. It's difficult for me because the pizza is right here. So I keep smelling pizza every time I'm talking from that. Okay. Okay, so let me do one more thing, which will probably take us about 15 or 20 minutes, and then we'll take our break for our snack time. So let me go to the class. Okay, so you're going to work with a partner, and on the board, I made a chart. So, well, let's do it this way. Let me give you a piece of paper first. Okay, so we need one paper for every two people. Okay, so choose a partner you're going to work with, and then have one for every two people. Or if everyone takes the paper, that's actually okay. Three people. Okay, so you'll have to switch with a partner. Is, yeah, they can come back in. We forgot about it. Okay, so what you're going to do is with your partner, you're going to look at two articles. Each of you will look at one article. In the article, you're going to be just looking at the headings. Let me show you. Okay, so for example, one of you is going to look at the article 10 activities to increase understanding. One of you is going to look at the article, not that one, not that one. Yeah, this one. 7 reading strategies you must know. Sorry. Okay, so one of you will look at the 7 essential reading strategies. The other one's going to look at the 10 activities to increase your reading. You're not reading the whole article. What you're doing is just looking at the headings. So previewing, contextualization, visualizing. The other person is looking at skim, scan, summarize, make predictions, etc. On the paper, in the middle, you're going to draw these two shapes, and I want you to write down, once you've each read the article, write down the headings that are the same with both articles, and then on the side, write down the articles that are different. Okay, does that make sense so far? Okay, so for example, if Ephraim is doing the 10, if you're doing the article about the 10 activities, you'll look at the 10 headings. And then if Takuma is doing the 7, then you'll talk about with each other. Oh, these are the 10 I have. Here's the 7 I have. Okay, which ones are the same? Those ones are going to go here in the middle. So you'll write them in the middle of the paper. Okay. And then on there, so for example, when the 10, use context clues, that's on here. That's not on the one with the 7 essential reading skills. So the context clues you would write outside of the middle. You would write it in this part. And compare number 3 with number 2 and the 4 or... Yeah, but they're not necessarily one for one, okay. But maybe number 2 on one is skim and on number 4 on one is skim. Okay, it's the same, so we write skim in the middle. So on your paper, you'll make sure that you leave space on the ends, because once you've written what's the same and what's different, then you're going to look at 2 other articles. One is what to do when you pre-read, and the one is what to do when you post-read. And then you're going to write the headings for there, not compare, but you're going to write out all of the headings. But that's step 2. So we'll start with step 1. Okay, so if you guys work together, you'll do 10, you'll do 7. Okay. Here, I'll bring it up on the screen with the link. No, wrong thing. Okay, so you'll do 10, you'll do 7. So Christian, you can do 10, you can do 7. Okay, I'll probably have you partner with someone else. So Roma and Gail, if you want to do nothing, the 10 articles and Roma the 7. Vita, if you can do the 10, Tanya the 7. Okay, Anna, you can do the 10, and Delphina the 7, and Maria the 10, and Rita the 7. Okay. So we're gonna do 10, and we have 7. So go to that, like, look at the titles, do a Google search for the title, and then look through that article. Okay, if you guys actually, you can do 7. And then, maybe like for all of you one thing, then, so if you want to do the 10 articles, if you do the 7 articles, and then you can do the 10 and the 7. Okay, so look at, just do a Google search for that title, 7 essential reading strategies your ES students must know, and then it should bring you to the busyteacher.org section. Okay. You guys have access to the internet? Yeah, okay, yeah, so just do a search for those articles, look through them, compare them with each other, just the headings, and then write down on your paper. So the 7 essential skills are from busyteacher.org. The 10 activities to increase are from Ellii Blog, Ellii Blog. So that it should take you to those websites when you search.
It's, can share with us in
If you have the teams as well.
yes,
then,
team.
Or, yeah, you guys want to share it. Yeah, that's it. That's done. Moving on to this. All right. So one of you is doing 7, one of you is doing 10. So yours is 7 and hers is 10. Okay, so so you're just looking at the headings and writing in the middle, which ones are similar and then which ones are different. Okay, so I have a question for you before we end on. Because one option is all of you read every single article. So 4 articles, you go home, you read through everything, but that's a lot of reading and there's also too many ideas. So by doing these types of activities, it breaks it down a bit more. You have a chance to help each other. You can summarize and just get the main points. But now you have a chart that you can be looking at home or at other times to give you ideas. How do teachers guide you through a reading process? So before you have something to read, what do we preview with? What are some things that are similar and different when you're actually reading the articles? And then at the end of the article, what are ways that teachers use to reinforce or review what you've just read? Okay. And these are all consistent with our module theme. This focus for May and June is learning strategies. So these are all different ways that teachers and students can learn as you're dealing with reading, writing, listening. Any questions or comments? Okay. Okay. So let's take our break then.
Comprehension.